Okay, so today we have Bright Eyes and First Day of My Life, which actually wasn't too long ago for this girl over here. But we have the video, could get blocked, I gotta say it. But anyway, I've never done a reaction to Bright Eyes. I've only ever heard one song by Bright Eyes, which was the B-side to the song, which is kind of fun. Anyway, but is When the President Talks to God, of course, the protest song. And I like that song. Anyway, I've never listened to anything else, so let's get into it, talk about it after. Let's go. And this one apparently is big, so... It might sound familiar.
This is the first day of my life. Swear I was born right in the doorway. I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. They're spreading blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw. I think I was blind before I met you. And I don't know where I am, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go. And so I thought I'd let you know. Yeah, these things take forever, I especially am slow. But I realized that I need you, and I wondered if I could come home. Remember the time you drove all night just to meet me in the morning? And I thought it was strange, you said everything changed. You felt as if you just woke up. And you said, this is the first day of my life. I'm glad I didn't die before I met you. But now I don't care, I could go anywhere with you, and I'd probably be happy. So if you wanna be with me, if these things there's no telling, we just have to wait and see. But I'd rather be working for a paycheck than waiting to win the lottery. Besides, maybe this time it's different. I mean, I really think you like me.
Goodness gracious. Well, my God, that's just a sweet song. So Bright Eyes, my goodness gracious, and First Day of My Life. And like I said, coming into this off the top, this apparently is one of, if not Bright Eyes' best-known song, the band's best-known song. Of course, Connor Oberst, I do believe, is on the lead vocals here. He's on guitar as well. And I don't know, I just have to say, again, from the only song I've heard, which was the protest song talking about when the president talks to God and all that stuff. And I think it was a YouTuber that told me about that song, well, told his fans about that song, whatever. That's how I heard it, and I liked that song, but I never went beyond that for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, of course, I love his... I would say shaky voice in a way. He has that old kind of tone. I know growing up, because I looked at his Wikipedia page, apparently when he grew up, he was a fan of the Smiths. I know he's a fan of The Cure, especially Robert Smith's voice, he has said. And I mean, Robert Smith's voice, I love that too, my God, and it's even still great today in his 60s. But anyway, and I know he was also a fan of like Elliott Smith and all that stuff. And Elliott Smith really comes to mind here. Of course, I do believe the song came out in 2005, and Elliott passed, I think, in 2003. So again, their paths could have crossed, whatever. But yeah, so it gives me that Elliott Smith feel. It gives me that, it's kind of a folk kind of sound. And even I think of, music from the 40s, and I think of guys like Leadbelly. I mean, that kind of thing comes to mind. It just, I don't know, he has a passion, he has a feeling. and when he sings, it's not like he's singing like, I don't know, like fucking Axl Rose or whatever, he's not singing in that kind of way, in that kind of tone. He's kind of almost talk singing, and he's singing with so much feeling and so much passion for what he's talking about, and talking about a relationship here. And so yeah, it just gives me that old, almost Jim Croce kind of style, almost John Denver kind of style, these soft kind of voices. But at the same time, like I said, Connor's voice is kind of shaky. It's kind of rough. At some points, he can go rougher, and if that's a word. And yeah, I just love his style. I just love his feeling, I guess I would say. And yeah, and just how gruff he can sound. But here again, he sounded very happy. He kind of sounded cheery. I mean, the whole title of the song, "First Day of My Life," and that's one thing. The cat's knocking stuff over over there. But anyway, and that's one thing though. With this song, coming into it and reading up, some stuff about the song, because again, I don't like to go into a song cold until I do listen to the song for the first time in the thing, but I like to read up some stuff. So anyway, I was seeing, there's differing opinions on, is this relationship that he's talking about, because obviously he's fallen in love, or he is in love with this person, and the whole point is he has to get better at being in love, or treating this person better. I mean, he seems to know that he has to be better at that in that kind of way. But also, is this the end of a relationship, and and then now with the beginning is he's finding himself, and he wants to get back with the person, with the girl, or whatever, or is this the actual beginning of a relationship? Because again, I've seen different people, different interpretations, and talking about how it seems to be, the nightmare is over. And because I did see on songfacts.com here, which I'll say, Bright Eyes and Connor Oberst, if I could find the quote again. Here it is here. He says, Connor Oberst described the song as being about waking up from a long nightmare. And then people go on to say here, since the lyrics are overtly about falling in love in the ensuing beginning of a meaningful relationship, the implication is that the experience was the most meaningful part of Oberst's life so far, that it felt like a rebirth. And obviously, that came to mind. I mean, yeah, it seems like he's been reborn. I mean, from the first lines. And but again, I was thinking, is it because this relationship was over, or is it because it's just beginning? So again, I've seen different interpretations. But anyway, it seems like at the end of the day, though, this relationship was meaningful, and again, this relationship was very important. And some of these lines, obviously, and I do see in the comments on YouTube people talking about how this is their wedding song, and yeah, it just has that feeling. Again, he sounds so cheery. It sounds kind of upbeat, and again, I do believe that is a change, as I've seen in the comments too. That is a change for Bright Eyes. That is a change for Connor. A lot of the time, his writing is not so upbeat, not so cheery. I think about the Elliott Smith song I just did not too long ago. Now I can't remember the title. Hold on. Say Yes. That's the song I reacted to. Where again, Elliott Smith seems very kind of upbeat and cheery in that, which again, it's a change from his usual kind of stuff, where it's more melancholic. It's more, I don't know if you'd say, I guess depressing, you might say. But and that's what I'm seeing here. That's what people are telling me anyway in the comments and stuff. But again, talking about how there is points still of melancholy. Again, I don't know, at points where Connor's voice does. I don't know if I'd say crack, but again, he sounds, like his angsty self. But obviously, the song is very warm. He's very self-aware. Good Lord, and yeah, he seems to be he seems to be waking up. And again, the whole point of this is the first day of my life, and maybe that title is maybe a bit misleading. So anyway, just want to say that all off the top, because I did see different people talking about what they think about the song, and those opinions have differed. So anyway, let's go on, I guess. But yeah, again, I love the simple guitar, I would say, and sometimes I say simple and then people yell at me, but again, the whole focal point here, I'd say, was Connor's voice, of course, and how gentle this just sounded, and how good it was to the ears, and that's why it's so good for a wedding song. I feel like that's probably why it's so widely known and widely loved, because again, it's just so kind of simple in that way, and he's not really saying anything, I guess, to rock the boat. And we start right off with, this is the first day of my life, the first line being the title. I like that. Swear I was born right in the doorway. I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. And I was thinking, right in the doorway, I was thinking, was he just kicked out of his girlfriend's? Again, if we're going that way. But anyway, they're spreading blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw. So again, I think of the first time they met, him being instantly infatuated with her. And I say her, I guess, yeah. I think I was blind before I met you. Again, putting all the pressure on her here, talking about how he was before he met this person. And now I don't know where I am. I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go. And again, I feel like, he didn't know what was happening, again, when the first time he saw her, but now he knows, and after actually seeing her and being with her, I guess you might say. And maybe this is another song where we're talking about maybe the relationship is on the rocks, but he really wants it to get back on track. I don't know, because he still does have big feelings for this person, and he knows where he wants to go with this person, and that's marriage or whatever the hell, having kids, and just things continue to go up for them. And so I thought I'd let you know. And again, I don't know, I just love I would say his shifts here. I just love I don't know what it is, his upbeatness, I guess you might say, and just the way his delivery, I guess, it's so sweet. I don't know, I like it a lot. And so I thought I'd let you know, yeah, these things take forever. I especially am slow, and maybe that's the whole point here. I'm especially slow with change. And again, I feel like part of the song is talking about loving her better or whatever, learning these things that he says, I know I'm slow with this stuff, but I'm trying, and my word is true, and I do love you and all that stuff. But I realized that I need you. So now he does realize, I do need you. And I wondered if I could come home. And then the and if I could come home, home is where the heart is, and home is wherever this person is, apparently for him. Move on to the second verse. Remember the time you drove all night just to meet me in the morning. So obviously, it seems like she loves him too if she's driving all night. Oh my God. And I thought it was strange. You said everything changed. You felt as if you just woke up, and you said, so she's feeling, I guess, the same way as him. First day of my life, I feel like he feels like he woke up, and now she feels like she just woke up too from a long nightmare, I guess, as Connor said. And you said, this is the first day of my life. So here she comes. I'm glad it didn't die before I met you. So maybe she was dealing with some suicidal thoughts or whatever, I guess, and she didn't actually go through with it. But now I don't care. I could go anywhere with you, and I'd probably be happy. So again, it seems like at the end of this, they're just two lovebirds, coming back together, and it seems like they do want to be with each other. So it doesn't really, I guess it doesn't seem like the relationship is over. I guess maybe it was on the rocks again, but now it seems like they want to be together. So anyway, maybe disregard what I was saying earlier. So if you want to be with me with these things, there's no telling. We just have to wait and see. But I love this line here. Good Lord, what a great songwriter here. But I'd rather be working for a paycheck than waiting to win the lottery. Oh, good Lord. Because you think about, with love, people always want to find the perfect person. They want to find the perfect love, whatever. But that usually doesn't exist. I mean, again, he found this person. At the start, we said he saw her face. Her face was the first one he saw. And again, that may be true love, whatever. But at the same time, relationships still need work, to actually love the person fully, completely. That needs work too. It's not just going to all fall into place. I mean, maybe that happens. It happens in movies, whatever. But in real life, perhaps not. But again, just talk about, I'd rather work on my relationship, like working for a paycheck, than just win the lottery and everything come easy. Than just find the perfect person and not have to work at the relationship or ever have problems. That kind of thing comes to mind. And just what a great line from Cotter there. I do believe he wrote the song. So anyway, yeah, that line really hit me, and I was like, oh, that pulls at the heartstrings. That's a good one. And the last two lines are also very thought-provoking, with besides maybe this time it's different. I mean, I really think you like me. And again, he changes it up because he's talking about the whole point. I feel like this song is, a perfect love song, whatever. But at the end of it, I like it a lot because this almost, changes what he's talking about. Because he talks about the whole time, this being the first day of his life, this being, everything is, for the first time, he's a new man. Has woken up from a nightmare. But now he's talking about how he has felt this way before. This isn't the first time where he's been like this, where he's been unsure. So it's just like, I don't know. So it just changes everything a little bit with maybe this time it's different. Maybe this time I won't feel like I did before. So it's just like, well, hold on. I guess this isn't the perfect love song. And again, I really think you like me. So again, maybe it will work this time with these two people, or maybe he'll move on to a different person. But yeah, I just love how it just goes to show that obviously the song is not perfect, and that he knows that, I guess, still, and that they still need to work on this. And at the end of it, he still has that uncertainty, and I just love how they finish it off with that, kind of with a question in a way. And yeah, so anyway, I really enjoyed the way he wrote this. I really enjoyed his voice, obviously, again, the guitar, how kind of simple that was, I guess I would say again, and how his voice was obviously the whole point of the song, and how lovey-dovey it kind of was, but at the same time, it makes you question things, and question this relationship, and where it may go. And again, obviously, he seems to want it to work, and but at the end of it, maybe it won't. He still has that uncertainty. But anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the pauses, throughout, but the cat was being a little bit mischievous. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all this stuff. Really appreciate all the support, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.